Hello again, and welcome to our final session, Winning with PartsSource, with Gina Tweed, Vice President of Quality, and Ken Proctor, Director of Product and Service Operations, followed by today's wrap-up and Q&A session. Ken, I'm going to turn the session over to you. Get started.
Thanks, Guy. I appreciate it. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being with us. The next 25 minutes or so promises to be full of very practical takeaways on what we've learned are the best practices of suppliers who have been serving providers through our platform. The ability to sell your entire catalog, parts, services, including repairs and minor equipment. The ability to present your products through high quality catalog content through our precision procurement engine, ensuring we deliver high quality, accurate shipping times, back order management, and other best practices for our mutual customers. Let's look at how we support the whole customer experience together. When we think of the customer experience or the customer journey, we think of it in four distinct buckets. The pre-sale experience, which is really customers finding their part, product, service, locating it. The checkout experience, which is customers buying said part. The post-sale experience, which is really before the part shows up at the customer, the provider's location. And the last part, which is once the part is received at the provider. We've thought about that for a long time and how to make that experience the absolute best one for our customers. And the answer is, it's through a partnership with our supplier partners. When we look at the pre-sale store experience, we think nearly obsessively about how we use the information suppliers give us in what we call their catalogs. And a catalog is really everything that a supplier is choosing to sell on our platform. It could be a product, a part, a service, a piece of equipment, or a repair. And when we take that information in their catalog, we want to put it together in the most cohesive and accurate fashion so that both the search engine that we use can direct the customer to the correct item when they search by either a term, a part number, or a description, and it can get them there on the first time. When they get to that item, the information we provide them helps give them clarity around the product they're looking at, that it is the correct one for their application. This is important because typically when customers are looking to buy something from PartsSource, there's already a problem. The piece of equipment is broken, or the piece of equipment, there's not enough pieces of equipment and an additional one is needed. So we think it's very important that the ordering process, the pre-sale store experience, as we call it, is very accurate and customers have clarity that they're ordering the right thing. We provide suppliers technical specifications so that customers will know that this will work on their piece of equipment down at the model level. Also, photos give customers peace of mind that they're ordering the right item. Accurate pricing is presented at this time to customers so they can clearly see how much the item they need will cost to get their piece of equipment up and running. The next stage is the checkout experience. And the way we would draw the line from pre-sale to checkout is pre-sale is all about finding what you need. The checkout is ordering that item and getting it on the way. We strive to make this incredibly efficient, linking to our customer system so that there's no duplicate order entry. We want customers to be able to manage everything in one place. And when we say that, we think that a customer who takes care of infusion pumps to CT scanners can order the parts, accessories, repairs, and replacement equipment that they need while they're on the same platform. The post-sale experience is really the most interesting one, and the one where we've made the largest strides as a company over the last 5 years. And we continue to evolve and develop in that area. One thing customers need to know is when they're going to get the item they ordered. They need to know that accurately, and they need that communicated that to them every time in a predictable manner. They need to know what the carrier tracking is. They need to know the post-sale experience is all about the details. It's obsessing about the little things. It's getting the shipping method right. It's getting the part on the truck and getting it to the customer right away. So when we think about this, we think about how we communicate with suppliers, how we send orders over in a manner so that customer orders can be efficiently and accurately processed. We do this by linking traditionally through EDI with our suppliers so that orders are transmitted when a customer hits the buy button instantly to suppliers in an electronic fashion that minimizes any potential errors. Simultaneously, information about a customer's order is flowing back into their systems so that they have clear line of sight on how many parts and products it has taken to keep their systems running. So the post-sale experience is really about the details. It's interesting that the first three things we think about with our supplier partners are not necessarily delivering the part and delivering a quality part, or the part arriving and the part being installed in the system. We think that finding the part, buying the part, and getting the details right is what sets up the product arriving and being able to be put in use so our customers can get their piece of equipment up and running again. And this is where we look at, did the product show up in the expected time frame? Is it the type of quality that a customer expected for their piece of equipment? Was it packaged properly? Did it come to the right location? A lot of customers see this as the final, and it is clearly the most memorable, but we know that this starts in the pre-sale experience. Finding the right product starts in pre-sale, and then it is completed when that product arrives at a customer's site. It's put in the piece of equipment and the equipment is returned to use. So that's a little bit about our whole customer experience, and that the customer journey is tied to the supplier journey. Our suppliers are key to providing information through their catalogs that enhances the pre-sale store experience. That in the checkout process, that there is accurate pricing. In the post-sale experience, suppliers play the largest part by providing accurate and timely order confirmations and tracking through electronic systems. And then suppliers delivering on the quality they promise, and the product showing up on time is the final step we view in what is really truly a combined customer and supplier journey. So I've talked a little bit about that in the work we're doing, but I want to hand it over to my colleague, Gina Tweed, our Vice President of Quality at PartsSource, as she talks a little more about the precision procurement process that our customers have come to truly enjoy at PartsSource.
Okay. Thanks, Ken. I appreciate that. And as Ken mentioned, our precision procurement, I want to spend a little time elaborating on that precision procurement system that we have for those suppliers that may not have heard about it. I'm pretty sure all are aware, but I want to take a little bit of time to elaborate on that part of it. If you could go back a slide or two, that would be very helpful. Okay, so our precision procurement is our patented data-driven, evidence-based engine that dynamically rates quality products using at least 3 billion data elements. We have a dozen plus quantitative factors, qualitative data, and we apply that to millions of SKUs. And in doing that, we end up with the best of the best at that decision point of our client, of our customer. And that is what actually helps us to deliver the repeatable quality outcome. But you, the supplier, are very critical in us delivering that repeatable quality outcome. So the best practices, I want to talk about the best practices of our high performing suppliers. Ken mentioned pictures, Ken mentioned details. All of those things are critical in the quality that the customer will experience. So some of the best practices that we want to talk about today is quality of the product, competitive pricing, which Ken spoke about, operational execution, and efficient delivery, all of which are important in delivering that repeatable quality outcome for our customers. So as we said, pictures, we all know that pictures speak much louder than words. And what we found through our data analysis that have been done, we found the click-through rate of catalog items that have photos is more than 3 times higher than those without photos, leading to higher sales. And just in case you didn't quite get that, let me repeat. The click-through rate on catalog items with photos are higher, 3 times higher, more than 3 times higher than those without photos. Photos are critical. Photos are critical for the client to see that they're getting what they actually expect to get. The details are just as critical so that they know that it operates as expected. So what I wanted to do now is actually share some examples from some of our high performing suppliers, examples of great photos and detailed information. So what you see here in this first example is a 1.5T head clamp by Siemens. And what's great about this picture is that you see not only the clamp, but you see all the components of the clamp. You see them marked. And then on the side of that picture, you actually see a detailed list of the replaceable parts. That makes this very informative to the customer. When they're in the catalog looking to make a purchase, it helps them to purchase the correct part. Our next example, again, is a Siemens Siemens C-arm, a Siemens C-arm. And the reason I chose this was you can see that total assembly, right? You can see the assembly on the picture, but you can also see the markers on the image of the replacement parts. So it helps the customer that's in the catalog to see what are those parts that they're attempting to replace. Are they in that detailed list to help them? And then on the side of that, you see the additional filaments that are provided for that part, that assembly. This is an absolutely great image to have in the catalog. And then on our last image that we have, it's a power cord. It's a power cord, but it has lots of details there. Lots of details in terms of aligning with the regulatory standards, showing that this product meets those regulatory standards and requirements out there. Regulatory standards such as NEMA, also IEC. So that information is readily available for this image. Then you also see the drawings of the standard requirements. Again, really helping the customer understand the NEMA piece of this, which is the male part of the plug, and the IEC piece of the female part of the plug. But you also see additional information listed there, such as hospital grade. It's a hospital grade power cord. It provides the information in terms of how long it is, the amperage of the cord. It just gives a wealth of information that helps the customer to easily select the product that they need. And these are all things that we wanted to share with you to help sell your portfolio. As a partner of ours, we want to help you get the best quality images and the detailed information in the catalog so that that improves your sale performance. And with that, I'll turn it back to Ken.
Thanks, Gina. I appreciate it. So we've talked a lot about what high-performing suppliers look like in the PartsSource catalog. And I think one thing, Gina and I both speak to a lot of suppliers that they're very excited about is the way we electronically connect suppliers through PartsSource to customers. It's truly a unique experience. Don't believe there's another supplier out there in our space who is doing anything like this. So I find this is truly game changing. The best-in-class buying experience that Gina detailed with the photos, the technical specs, and all that is great. What truly is awesome is when we think about that order information are going straight through a customer provider system to a supplier. And then data is flowing back through the same way it came to a supplier system. What's great about that is customers are getting high quality data about the parts, products, and services they're ordering for their records, any potential audits they have from regulatory bodies in the future. Suppliers are getting efficient data communications regarding orders that allows them to have a high level of accuracy when filling orders and streamline their customer service process as well. For our customers, they truly appreciate the clean data being passed back to them, whether it's a purchase description and part number that comes from a supplier catalog or the tracking information. It's one of the things we see that truly elevates the customer experience. Suppliers play a key role in this by connecting with PartsSource through integrations, traditionally EDI, but other are available. I'm going to transition back to Guy Mansueto.
Great. Thank you, Ken, Gina. Very useful information to help our suppliers maximize their presence and their clients' experience on our platform. At this point, we've invited Gina and Ken to stay, and we've asked Dave Brennan and Mark Tomasetti to come back for some key takeaways and answer some audience questions that have come up along the way. And while we set up, I'd like to just quickly recap our very first ever virtual PartsSource symposium. We brought together many of the industry's most progressive executive leaders in healthcare technology management and clinical engineering to help share their experiences, their perspectives, And I'd like to personally thank all of our presenters today: Mayo, Intermountain, Kaleida, McLaren, Mantis, Larry Heltzer, Siemens, Triplite, Midmark, and so many more. We couldn't have done this without you and all your support within the PartsSource community. And I'd like to thank the entire PartsSource team and their commitment and focus on delivering for you and delivering new technologies and services you've seen today. So with that, you'll find a Q&A section on the very bottom of your controls. Feel free to submit questions and we'll take them as they come. And I've got a few initial questions that we received from the audience this afternoon. Dave, we'll start with you. What were some of the biggest takeaways that you wrote down or jotted down from today's sessions?
It was awesome, first of all. It was really, really great. It was such an energizing morning hearing the thought leadership coming out of the OEMs. And then this afternoon, you know, very impressed with our discussions with Siemens, Midmark, and Triplite. They were incredible. I would highlight a couple things. Number one, on the supply side, I was just really impressed with the candor and the openness of our supply community around the clarity of purpose and mutual commitment to success, right? Kevin from Midmark talked about, you know, we're not an e-commerce company. We couldn't do this without you guys a couple times. Jason spoke about how, Jason from Siemens spoke about how the market has spoken. The market really wants the user experience that PartsSource has crafted. And that they recognize that it's in their our mutual best interest to make sure we're partnering to go to market together in a great way and that's successful for our end customers. You know, he spoke about the teams at PartsSource that wake up every day in marketing, in sales, in analytics, in supplier quality that they just can't replicate, and so many OEMs can't replicate. And as they're focused on doing what they do best, building capital equipment solutions or supplying other parts into the hospital systems. So that's one portion of it, Guy. I think on the provider side, I can comment on that as well if you're interested. And I would say that part, what I would take away is, how would I say it? It's really the digital transformation is alive and well. Digital transformation is here. They're feeling it. They're taking an enterprise class approach to their HTM and clinical engineering departments. They're thinking about enterprise level systems. They're thinking about long-term roadmaps. They're thinking about enterprise solutions, and they're doing it grounded in data, performance-driven, evidence-based data. They know that they can't control all the variables in the marketplace. They can't control the pandemic. They can't control their costs and their budgets, but what they can control is their approach and their creativity around using data to focus on the right critical tasks and seeking out data from partners like PartsSource, from partners elsewhere in their supply chains to help them do that. So what a common theme this morning about the power of data and the power of implementing that data across a very complex enterprise landscape in multiple different ways. Great examples from Mike Busticker at Intermountain, Mark Manning, Sam at McLaren, just incredible, very inspiring. I think our community will really watch and cherish these videos. It's going to be great.
That's great, Dave. I appreciate it. I think about PartsSource years ago. PartsSource has been around for a while, and PartsSource today. I feel like we've gone through pretty significant transformation over the last few years. Mark, what would you say is the biggest change our suppliers will notice when they get access to new platform, when they get access to new tools? What can you share with them in terms of what they expect?
Yeah, I think the new supplier portal's got a lot of great capabilities. Certainly Nelson presented some great capabilities with regard to analytics, but I think just the ability to self-serve a lot of how our relationship works. There's a whole profile management capability built in there to where they can keep all of their credentials and all of their capabilities current within our system. They make changes, it flows through to our team. That stuff's immediately presented online, is a huge capability. the ability to do transaction processing if they would like on that side of the supplier platform. And then ultimately, there's a great collection of resources available to them, information and materials to help them, partner better with us, all available in the portal.
That's great, Mark. I guess Gina or Ken, what kind of assistance do we provide suppliers to help them improve their quality, drive and optimize their experience with their customers?
Ken, you want to take it or
Go ahead, Gina.
Okay, from a quality perspective, the assistance that we give is we provide feedback to them in terms of what's needed for their products, in terms of the pictures, any regulatory information. All of that information we'll provide to the supplier to help them ensure that the images that the products that they provide have all the required information, so that when we load that information in our catalog, it's reflective of that. And I also go the extra step of when I'm going through the catalog, if I don't see that information on some of the images out there or some of the products, I step back and work with the supplier solution team as well as with our suppliers so that we can get that information and have it uploaded into our catalog.
That's great. There's been a couple of questions so far about marketing services. So and I'll answer that. As you probably are aware, PartsSource and was presented earlier by Elizabeth Kudla, has an active buying community. We have over 90,000 clinical engineers, purchasers within supply chain and within biomed imaging as well. And they're actively purchasing through search engines, through our catalog, through our marketplace. In addition to presenting your products on the marketplace, we've been asked by many of our partners to really offer more services, specialized campaign launches, marketing services, better ways to get in touch with that customer base. So we've basically carved out a set of solutions, and you could go to partsource.com/marketing and get access to the media guide of what I would say supplemental services that we are providing, this year. So feel free to look at that, but it is additional, packages and programs we have to offer if you'd be interested in those areas. The other question I'm seeing is, this one I'll pass to you, Ken, is many folks are I guess, kind of used to PartsSource being a source for parts. That's kind of our heritage. That's where we grew up. Can you talk about some of the new categories we're getting into besides parts? Obviously, we announced services today, but just to provide a little bit of a spectrum of different types of solutions we have available that you can sell within the marketplace.
Absolutely. Thanks, Guy. Yeah, we're known for parts, and parts is in our name, and that is truly how the company began. But I would say that as is much detailed today, we're definitely in the service arena and providing services to customers. Over the last couple of years, our footprint in repairs or send out repairs has grown, both on the imaging side, ultrasound and MRI, specifically the probes and coils, as well as the small mobile devices like infusion pumps and telemetry transmitters. We're also, we're known for parts, but I would say over the last couple of years, we've begun to sell more and more what I would think of as accessories and consumables that go alongside parts and are needed for equipment as well, frequently ordered by the same customer persona. The last area that I would highlight is what I would think of as equipment or systems, where customers are looking to add one piece of equipment to their fleet, one or two pieces of equipment to their fleet. Possibly they lost one, or one is damaged beyond repair, or they may just have a need for one additional. And that's an area where customers have turned to PartsSource to fill that need, and we've been able to help them out quite a bit. So we continue to build out that offering so that our customers have a solution in that area.
Great, thank you, Ken. I think we have time for maybe one last question. This one has to do with, are the services we provide within PartsSource, and I'll give this one to Dave, on a time and materials basis. What are the services, and are they all time and materials specific?
Of course, as soon as I get the question, the dog's barking, the doorbell's ringing. It's the classic COVID answer here. But are all of our services on a time and materials basis? Yes, we are really playing in the on-demand or on-site service space predominantly today. I think that was the spirit of the question. With the dog barking, maybe I missed a part. So Guy, please feel free to ask it again if I missed it, but.
I think you got it. And just the types of services, not only installation, preventive repair, can you describe a little bit about the full spectrum of our portfolio there?
Yeah, sure. So whether it's PMs across a fleet of biomed devices or across any kind of imaging device, or it's corrective repair, parts installation, as well as bespoke custom training programs for your teams out there. We really have an incredible array of OEM and ISO talent at your disposal. So I look forward to answering any questions anyone has. Please send us an email or shoot a question to your sales representative, and we'll get back to you ASAP.
Excellent. Well, I think we are out of time, but I will just say that was fantastic. I would like to end where we started by thanking everyone for being part of the Leadership Series and Symposium. It's the strength of this community and our partnerships with you that can help drive meaningful change. Your feedback is incredibly important to us, as you heard earlier today. It helped transform PartsSource into the leading medical device supply chain partner and technology platform for healthcare. And we hope that you were able to demonstrate our commitment to you through our solutions, our resources, our expertise to help deliver greater benefits and value to you and your organizations. So whether you're new to the PartsSource community or have known us for a while, I hope you also found this to be insightful and energizing. Thank you. Thanks for all your support and leadership. This event will be made available online in the coming days, weeks. I hope you'll listen to anything you might have missed. And I hope you will join us in the upcoming webinar events that we have taking place through the middle to end of November. So have a great day. Thanks for joining us, and we'll sign off. Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care.
Bye all.